What's up, Bill? Good to see you. First on. All right, everybody. Happy Thursday. How is my coffee cold? That's what I want to know. Maybe because I got up at like 3:30 this morning. How's everybody doing? So I have some really exciting news. If there's a lag at all this morning, it's because I'm uploading a brand new course. Actually, it's the video of the brand new course. So, we actually have some exciting things happening with a new course, and it's sort of related to the previous course, this course right here, but it's called, what is it called? Jazz chords that flow in all keys or something like that? I have to look because I've changed the title so many times. Yeah, happy Thursday. What's up, Joseph? Hey, Memphis. So I have a 42-minute training coming out, which I'm really excited about, of how to flow in all keys. And it's a 6-week course. Even though it's 42 minutes long, I broke it up into 2 keys at a time. And so I think it'll be a really nice supplement to this course right here, Jazz Chords That Flow. Let's actually dig into this course training a little bit more, because this will help you in this new resource that's coming out. And what I'm going to do is, let's go to block 1. So we know this. Let's just dig in and kind of settle in on these chords. So D minor and C major. Joseph knows this. Bill knows this. Let's do some training here. If we put this together, you need 2, 5, 1. You're going to give me this. D minor with C major. And once again, you're flowing with that minor third to, not minor third to major third, the black key to the white key. That gives us D minor 11 every time. So even this, and then here, that gives us straight up G13. So you know from our system we do root, flat 7, 3, 13, and 9. Now isn't that a nice sound right there, Memphis? That's our natural 13, or our natural 9. If you lower that, now you have the flat 9. And what I often will do is play both. I might do this on the 5 chord, because that sets me up for the C major 9, and then the the A7 with the sharp flat 9, A13 with a flat 9. Yeah, I got up at 3:30. 2, 5, 1, 6. And I am going to show you guys a little bit of what to expect in the new course that's coming out, because it does take one of these loops and it does it in all keys. And I love this idea, the system of being able to even say, if this is our loop, 2, 5, 1, 6, how we can transpose that into all keys. So it's all based on triads. We've been in this triad season, and I tell you guys that the more that I learn about music, the more I love the way triads really make our voicing sound nice. Like even that, I went D minor, which is 2, and I put an E triad with my G. And then for an E minor, I could put a G triad with just any E, right? A G triad. F sharp triad if I need that A7 voicing. G triad with a B. All right. So I need the chat to, I don't know if the chat is frozen or if you're just being quiet. Oh, I see that I'm not caught up. But how are the triads working out for you guys? I can't wait for this course, this additional course to come out, because I want you guys to have the freedom to play in every key, right? Any key possible. And by knowing your triads and knowing this system, you're going to be able to do it. Another thing that I like about this new course is it tells you the chord formula just like this course does, and it says, all right, here's your chord formula: root, flat 7 of the key, minor third 5. But it's also our shortcut, D with an F, so that you start to think of an F triad with D. Okay, and C, I think E flat. For B, I always think B major, and I'm good to go. I'm sorry, I think D major. For B flat, I think of D flat. For A, I can think of C triad, which is really nice. And all these are written out, which is kind of nice. A big shout out to Gerard yesterday. I hope I'm saying his name right, but Gerard's been very committed to iMusicAcademy, and Gerard just got this course yesterday. He got the this simple jazz chords that flow. So I'm really excited that he got that, and I hope that somebody else gets this, because it is the answer. Triads rule the world in jazz piano. Joseph, let's see what Joseph says. So essentially the triad in the right hand is based off the third of the root in your left hand. The triad in the right hand. So let me think about what you said there. So essentially the triad is based off the third of the root in your left hand. It depends. If I'm understanding, what I'm saying is, here's my root, and right now it is, you're correct. So Joseph's saying, and I think I remember you saying this the other day, is it's based on the minor third away, there's a F triad. So yes, in second inversion. But then if I go to G right here, it would be an E triad, okay? So this E triad is actually based on the sixth of the scale, right? So for a here's a cool tip, is that for a minor voicing, and all this is written out just so we're all clear here. D minor, I think of right hand F triad, but if I need a dominant chord, I can think E, which is 6 notes away from G. And I think for G, if you ever need a nice, simple G13 with a flat 9, a flat 9 sound, for G, I think of E triad. And on this practice sheet, it tells you G, think E. For F sharp, think E flat. For F, think D. So right now you think, if I need an F13 with a flat 9, I just think D triad. All right, now let's take it to the next step here. Is that I do want you to practice in half steps, whole steps. I love that sound. I use that all the time. If I'm doing like a dominant thing, I love the sound of like coming down. Yes, I like half steps. Like whole steps. Now I want to show you another tip here. Hey Avinash, good to see you. Are you having a better day today? This is my doubt too. What determines the spacing between nice choices? Sometimes the root is the last note in the right hand, and sometimes the root is the left hand. Spacing is confusing. Okay, so you're bringing up a good point, but I don't exactly know what it is. I'm just kidding, Avinash. Let me reread this. This is your doubt too. Let me just make sure. I have to go back and read. So Joseph says, yes, the 6th. Okay, so yes, you're correct of what I'm trying to say. Hey, by the way, I'm showing 1 like on this video. How's everybody doing out there? I'm sure there's a couple more. Let's get to 10 in the next 5 minutes. All right, that would be a win. All right, So Avinash, let me read your doubt really quickly. My doubt is what determines the spacing between the note, the choices? Yeah, so I'm going to make it really easy. Before I do that, Avinash, thank you for your donation yesterday, and thank you, Vicky, for your donation, and thank you for Vance. I'm telling you guys that there are a couple different ways you can do this. You can support the channel by just being here, by liking the videos and everything, but I really want you guys to practice, and I want you to enjoy this content that I give you. But if you want to support the channel, you can get the new course, this course right here. There's a new course coming out, but I want you to focus on these simple jazz chords, and I'm doing all the training here. It's absolutely free right now, of course. But if you want to support the channel, follow the link in the description and get the course. It's an immediate download. It's full of tons of things. How to play your major scales, audio major scale training, how to play all these things. It's a 40-minute training. It's tons of stuff. All the sheet music. It's a booklet that comes with it. It's all digital. But there's also Venmo and stuff like that you can do, or PayPal. But my main thing is saying thank you to those of you who support the channel. All right, let's keep going. So watch this. If I say, Avinash, root with your triad, F triad, that's a minor third away. So for minor 7 chords, just think D with an F. Okay? If I'm in C, I'm going to go up a minor third. What's a minor third? 3 half steps. 1, 2, 3. So think E flat triad in the second inversion. And again, this is all written out in the newest course, which is it's written out in this course right here, but I'm doing an all keys version, which I'm excited about. Down. So for B flat, I think D flat. Watch A. It's really, really nice because it's a C triad. You need an A minor 7, just go up 3 half steps, play a C triad. Okay, now let's go down again. So if you have A flat, think B triad. Now this is a really nice one. If I need G minor 7, I can just do a B flat triad. I can roll up that G if I want that sound. So here I am. If I have F sharp, think A triad. You'll start to get to where you really, you hear that. A triad for F sharp. Just think A triad. F minor, go up a minor third and just A flat. Nice F minor 7 voicing. Just play A flat with it. E is nice because you start to really hear a G triad works for an E minor 7. E with a G. D flat, or sorry, E flat, just use G flat, all black notes there. And then you're back at home, D with an F. All right, that's for your minor 7 voicing. 2, if you need the 5 chord, the most common progression in jazz we know is 2, 5, and 1. 6 we're going to throw in there because it's part of our loops. But if you have 2, 5, now watch this. Here's where the magic. Everybody write an M for magic. Your right hand from this second inversion triad is going down a half step. And now I play an E triad. F to E, F to E. The only thing that changes is my 2 becomes a 5 by going to the 5 note of the C major scale. So if we hit C major, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, what's the second note? 2. What's the 5? G. So 2, 5, 1 out of the key of C major, and I go 2, 5. To get to the 5, all I have to do is root and flat 7 of the A scale, and I go 3, 13, and flat 9. 3, root, flat 7, 3, 13. Now, all of these are what we call chord formulas. So in this course right here, you see right away that we have chord formulas and we have sheet music and all that. So for this block 1, you see right here, let me go to make sure you guys can see this. It shows you the sheet music. We're here, and then we're here, and then we're here, and then we're here. This is just block 1, and if you know why I did the block system. I love working in small sections for you guys. We have this loop that goes over you can go over the entire keyboard with this 2, 5, 3, 6 or 2, 5, 1, 6, and you learn these ideas of 2 and how do you get from this 2 chord to the 5 chord. Now we're doing a slight variation, which is in which I show you all the time, and I've written all this stuff out. Where we go 2, 5, 1, 6, and so what I'm showing you here is 2, and go down a half step. That's E triad. Now watch what happens next. A C chord with a G chord gets you a C major 9 every time. And then to go to the 6th chord of the C scale is A, and I do this A7 with a flat 9. And what did I say? For A7, all you have to do is think of an F sharp triad. Joseph knows this, Vicky knows this, Bill knows this, Memphis knows this, Avinash knows this. See how I'm doing this F sharp triad over an A7. Now watch this. If I go down to G13 flat 9, it's the same thing. It's a G7 with an E triad. That gives you a 13 flat 9. In the same way that an A7 flat 9, all I do is think of root flat 7 and an F sharp triad. Now I do like for you guys to be able to think about the theory behind everything. So don't think I'm just a guy that teaches shortcuts only. I'm not that guy. I want you to know your major scales. I want you to eventually be thinking about chord formulas. That's why I did this blog system to begin with. And I'm actually in the course right now. So I am in this this course is called Jazz Piano Chords That Flow, right? And what this does is it tells you what to expect. And then you come down here, there's a main course playlist, which we click here, and it shows you all the different things that are in there. There's the main video, it's time stamped. In there, you just click on where you want to go. Of course, everything's embedded, sheet music, everything. But then here, you have your major scales. I want everybody to be able to play your major scales. I do have a classical background, so I know the fingerings you're supposed to use. And even for the key of B, you have to know that you start off with 4, not 5. 4, and then from a classical perspective, I always teach you guys how to lock up your hands. Whether it's a jazz run, whether or not you're playing both hands at the same time, I like to teach you guys how to lock up the hands, even in your scales. And a little tip, like for C major, your third finger is going to lock up on E's and A's. So when you play G major, your third finger's on B and E. Okay, so third. Same fingering. For D, thirds on F sharp and thirds on B. So there's certain things you can do to learn your major scales, and I write all of those out. And the same thing that I do with the audio scale training, I want you to be able to say C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, and coming down, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. If I'm in D, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, I want you to be able to come down and go D, C sharp, B, A, G, F sharp, E, D. And I have a specific training system that I like to do to get you saying everything going backwards as well. I want you to be able to say that. So no matter what I'm doing, if I'm playing a line, a lick, a scale, whatever, I just know, C, B, A, G, F, E, D, C. And all you have to do is listen to the training, and you'll get to where you're doing that in going up and going down. I think that's important. That's a fun little thing that I came up with a long time ago, and I still use it to this day. All right, so here's what I want you to do is, why do I want you to learn your major scales? Because I want you to be able to say, all right, G major has 1 sharp, it's F sharp. So I use these chord formulas that are in this course, and I say root, flat 7. So it's not the octave, it's not the major 7, which is part of the scale. It's root, flat 7, and then the third note of the scale, the 13 note, the 13, it's not the 6th anymore. And I teach you all of this, but it's a root, flat 7. And once you get the flat 7 in there, if you have the flat 7 in there, that's no longer the 6th note of the chord. It's actually the 13, because we're stacking notes on top. So even in the course here, and I'm going to go back here to the main course playlist. Let's see. So I'm here. I want to get to back. So I'm already back inside the PDF of the course. Here are all your links. It has the sheet music of the loops, all the trainings. And then we talk about this kind of thing where you say chord formula reminders for transposition. Every chord in this course is referred to against its parent major scale. When we say D major, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D, we say flat third, that means F. 1, 2, 3, no, we lower that. When we say flat 7, we mean that's D major normally has a sharp, so we have to flat that. When we say 3, we mean F sharp, part of the scale. So I teach you these kinds of things. And then you come down here and we talk about block 1 and why we do blocks to begin with. But the first block is block 1 right here, 2, 5, 3, and 6. So then down below that it says root, flat third, fifth, and then there's a comma. The comma in my courses separate the left hand and the right hand. I want you guys to know that. So from D major, you have the root, the flat third, the fifth, the flat 7, the 9, and the 11. Because what did I just say? As you stack notes on top of the 7, it becomes the 9th, not the second note, and the 11. What's up, Doug? Good to see you. All right, so this is important because I do want you to know your theory, but I also want you to be able to, especially if you're a beginner, to be able to get right into playing by saying, play a D minor triad, go down a whole step, and play a C major. So D minor and C major work beautiful together. If I like that D minor and C major, that sounds fantastic. If I want to spread out those notes, now we get butter with all that, right? Or this. Okay, so then you go down here to the next chord. It says root, flat 7, 3, 13, and 9. And here's probably the most important thing I could tell you all day, is that as you learn your major scales and you're spelling out chords, you always think of that major scale. So as I'm spelling a D minor 11 chord, I think of D minor. I think of D major to get root, flat third, fifth, flat 7, 9. I slide off in there for a little butter. And so that's my chord formula. When I go to the 5 chord, which is G13 or G13 flat 9, I think of root of the G major scale. G major has 1 sharp, it's F sharp. So root, flat 7, 3, 13, and flat 9. The reason I called that E a 13 now is because I'm stacking notes on top of that flat 7, okay? So now we have 2, 5. Now, if you keep scrolling down, you would have this. Now it says E minor 7, root, flat 7, flat 3, 5 of the E major scale. Now, if you're a beginning pianist, an easier way to learn this and to get into playing is what we've been saying from the start of this lesson today. All you have to do is play your root of whatever minor chord you want to do, Avinash, go up 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3, and play a G triad. So you have this. Now for my A7 voicing, remember, it's an A triad with an F sharp, an A7 with an F sharp triad. In the same way that my G13 flat 9 is the root flat 7 with an E triad. So if you need a dominant chord, so we have 2, 5, if you need a nice dominant chord with that flat 9 sound, then all you have to think is G with an E major. If you're enjoying this, please put that in the, please let me know in the chat, and then I'm going to read the chat and then take a sip of coffee. Okay, Avinash says, all right, he said he did B flat today, working up slowly. Awesome. And he's using this metronome. Awesome. All right, so Avinash is working on his major scales. Hey, I like to hear that. That's awesome. Hey, and I love the song that you did, Avinash, and the one you sent me. I love when you guys send me what you're working on and your songs. It's awesome. Okay, I'm going to refresh. Let's see where we are on the like count today. Kind of helps me know if you guys are engaged. All right, we have 11, so we're doing all right. So I want to let anybody know that this course, Simple Jazz Chords, is available in the store. and just go to iMusicAcademy.com. If you don't do anything else, just read about it, because it's a crazy amount of material that you get, and all the training that I like to do is things to help you. So if it's not for you, it's not for you. But if you want to take these jazz triads, or these jazz triads, these triads, and make really beautiful loops so that you can spice up your solo playing, this is really good for you. All right, let's see. I'm not a keyboard player, but you write songs. Any advice on blues, rock, and jazz? Yes. So, yeah, Steely, blues, rock, and jazz. Absolutely. So, Steely Dan is fantastic and lots of rich harmony. And what I would say is, excuse me, for me personally, I would say that because you're a keyboard player, or you're not a keyboard player, I think it's kind of cool. I don't know what instrument you play, but I love the idea of writing from the piano is a nice thing. And even from a simple standpoint, I like the idea of learning some simple jazz harmony by the use of triads, because this, adding a D and a C together gives you a 2 chord, a D minor, a G, a 5 chord, just by doing that, just playing this simple shape. Now, we've been doing the flat 13, or flat 9, because of voice leading, right? Connecting things. So you hear that how the melody is using voice leading, so how each voice connects. But I'm just using triads right now. 2, 5, 1, 6. And I could do that all the way up and down the piano. And I'm just using triads. But also, there are some fun things you can do from a very simple standpoint. And even if you're into jazz, and this is not jazz what I'm showing you, but I demonstrated this yesterday, of things you can do in any key. Go 5, root, second note, and 5. All right, so you say you're not you play guitar, but actually write from a drum machine. Yeah, awesome. Map each chord on a pad. Yeah, but let me show you this really quick. That's cool. I play guitar as well, and but here's what I want you to know. Here's what I want you to know. Like, if you're writing from a drum pad, I just want to encourage you to try something. Like, if you went to your piano, and everybody can find C, this is relevant, by the way, everyone, is if we say root, second note, fifth note, and you can even double it down here with, I'm going to double this, but you could just use C, D, and G, okay? And I'm playing all white notes. Let's say that those are my scale notes, and I'm going to compose a song. And your name, is it, I see Reeqo. Is that right? What's your first name? I want to make sure I say it right. But let's just say here's the 1 chord. Okay, here's the 5 chord. But listen to this, and I'm not changing the right hand. I'm just doing, there's an A minor 11 just by doing that. I can go the 4 chord. Rico, like Ricola. So watch this. Yeah, cool. Awesome. Joey, awesome. All right, Joey, so watch this. So notice that even with this one thing, that's a jazz chord right there. That's D minor 11. Okay? And if I go here, that's a beautiful C over E sound. If I go back to A, that's an A minor 11. It says you play bass root notes really low on the keyboard. Written like that, though. Yeah. So then you can do this. I'm just taking this same shape, Joey, and just doing like this. I could go. Okay, so I'm doing this on purpose, obviously, right? Just to show you that even something for beginners, like you don't play keyboard, I'm telling you to sit down at the keyboard and do C, D, and G and play any of those notes. Trying to write a song and I want to know. I don't know the chords and now it's time to know. So isn't that crazy how all the notes from the C scale will work? That's why I tell people all the time, you don't play keyboard, just sit down at the keyboard, play C, D, and G, and then pick a song. Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. Same notes. Let heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and heaven. All right, it says, how would you go about modal interchange? How are you going to talk about modal interchange when you don't even play keyboard? All right, hey, Joey, what you're going to do is you're going to sit down at a keyboard, not your drum machine, and try that. What's up, Dean? Good to see you. All right, now let's get back to this lesson. We have 13 people watching. Let's go ahead and come down to another part in this course. So again, we're looking at the simple jazz chords that flow. And what I always like to do is give you guys, if you don't read music, I have a left hand and right hand kind of thing. You have your picture charts right there. And then you have this. So that's 2 and 5. And another really important thing is sometimes I'm just playing the chords exactly as they are. Sometimes I like to play them without rolling them up. Sometimes I like to slide the black notes to the white notes. So here we are. Sometimes I like to roll up the bass. Sometimes I put it in rhythm. Two and 3 and 4 and 2. 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. Joey says, sorry, I've studied music for a while, actually, like decades at this point. Yeah, that's awesome. And so, Joey, you could go to a lot of different rabbit trails on that. But my thought is sit down. I think you would be really happy with sitting down and just playing these C, D, G as a starting point, since I know you play guitar, right? And this goes to anybody. We have 14 people watching, and look how easy. So I have a lot of different courses on my channel, iMusicAcademy.com. One of those is 30 jazz chords you need right now. It has all these beautiful, really lush voicings and everything. But even this idea of a C triad, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go B, C, D, and G. One of the chords in the chorus is this. Okay, so this idea, I'm just doing G, D, C, and B. So we do this in all keys, of course, but watch this. I'm just doing... I'm just doing one chord, like rolling this down. It's just all white notes over A minor. But watch what happens. An F major with an A minor. Or here's that D minor that I was showing you guys, D with the C. What's up, Vance? Good to see you. All right, Dean says, this is what I'm working on. Still getting group one, block one under your fingers. Ready for group block two. All right, Dean. So Dean has the course, Simple Jazz Chords That Flow. And this is what I'm talking about. Dean, I'm very proud of Dean because not only has he been engaged, super engaged in the chat every time I go live, which is amazing, and everybody knows Dean now, is that he's gone through this course, Simple Jazz Chords That Flow. And here's what I want for you guys. Like, let me give you some practical examples. So if you have a little more experience, even if you're on the beginner to intermediate, pick a chord, another chord, like you say F minor. All right, there's F minor. And then my shortcut for now is I'm going to go down a whole step and play an E flat major triad. So let's go B flat minor chord. We got our triad. Let's go down a whole step from B flat is A flat. And what's really nice, Joey and everyone else, is that if you put your minor triad with your major triad and you had this, I could go 1 to 4. So I'm doing F minor to B flat minor, but so F minor with E flat. I like that. It's so simple. All right, so what I was showing you there is, I don't know what I was just showing you. Joey says, gorgeous, awesome. I want you guys to know that I'm simply doing what I just showed you here in the key of I'm doing D minor with C major, and all I did was went up to F minor and did the same thing. Now, a really cool thing about our minor keys is that if I'm in D minor and I say D minor, I can go to the 4 of D minor and go. And what I'm doing right now is showing you guys the idea of if you're in a minor key and I go D minor with C major. Well, what's 4 notes up from D minor? Right? G, right? So I go G minor with F major. D minor with C major. G minor with F major, right? 6th chord of D minor would be B flat. All right, Avinash says, I understand, but the inversions and the space between the notes make me pause and think. For example, 9, 13, 11, major scales, minor. Yes. All right. So with the newest with this course and all of them is very simple, is that you start to think of, you got to break things down and start to think D minor with C major. Okay. If you woke up every day and think, like Dean's doing, he's working on block 1. Here's block 1, D minor in C major. And then Dean's already working on this where he's working on block 1, right? And then we have the 3 chord, which is anytime you need a minor 7, all you have to think of is E with a G. And then here's where the magic happens again. A with an F sharp. You need a nice dominant chord, A with an F sharp. Now I'm going to say it again because repetition is your friend. Watch this. D minor, what do we use? Everybody put this in the chat. We have 14 people watching. By the way, I'm way over time. Normally it's a 35-minute lesson for our all access group. And not only am I public, I've been doing that for a long time now, but Rick is at the gym opening up. He's starting something new, so he said he'll see everybody on Tuesday. That's why I'm going a little bit longer, since Rick's already at the gym, where I think we're all right. But I told Rick that I have an exciting new course that I'm launching. So anyway, watch this. Everybody write D / or comma C. Is D lowercase m. D minor, think C major. So if everybody... Anytime I'm doing C major and I think I need a nice D minor 11, I think D minor into any inversion with C major. So all those inversions would work. D minor, C major, D minor, C major. And I kind of like that as well. I can go. But I want the chord here. Okay? Now, the next thing, yeah, Vance is writing it. See how it's working? And get used to sliding off your chords. You want to add a little butter, right? You need a little butter to go with that bread. And then, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to work on this chord. Start to think of, we'll do the flat 9 since it's part of the loop. Or... Let's do let me think about how I want to do this. So the actual course, this course starts like this here, and it goes to G13, not the flat 9. So I'll just tell you, normally you would think G13, if you want a G13 with a flat 9, just do this. Just put an E triad. G, somebody put G comma E triad. But even more awesome in this context would be this: root, flat 7 in the third. Go to the third of your triad and build a fourth voicing. What is a fourth voicing? B up to E up to A. Think letter names. B, C, D, E, that's a fourth. E, F, G, A in the alphabet. And so you have 3 notes. This interval of the fourths is going to come in handy for all of your awesome piano needs. Okay, so you have this. Just know that when I'm transposing down whole steps and half steps and playing different chords, I want these kinds of shapes, this one shape of the interval of the fourth. Now watch this. Here we go. There it is right there. And notice that I'm sliding off more butter. And this is not spray-on butter, everyone. Then E, put an E comma G, because if you need an E minor 7 or any kind of minor 7, think of that note, go up a minor third and play a triad. So E with G, E comma G gets you a nice E minor 7 every time. Now watch this. There's E with a G. Dean's already been working on this. You got interrupted. D, G. Think E with a G. Now, everybody write this. A, comma, F sharp. And all that is your A with your G with your F sharp. Again. I don't know why. See, I needed the natural. I don't know why. Dean wants to cry. E minor 7. And Vance is starving this morning. All right, now, Avinash says, sorry to interrupt. This is a doubt. All right. So Avinash says, why, when you did the E minor thing, why do you choose that particular voicing? Not choice. Well, one, I chose that particular voicing because this is part of the chorus, and it's one way to do it. I could do this, Avinash. I could do a G triad in first inversion, or I could do a root position, G. I don't know why. I like the fries. All right. Think A with an F sharp. I can see why they're on the menu. All right, C with a G chord will get you a C major 9 every time. Somebody write a big and a little M. Give me a bag of fries. D minor. There it is. Very simple. So if I need a D minor, I go D comma F. Vance, write that in the chat. Give me a bag of fries. Put the sauce on the side. I don't know why Vance always lies when he told me yesterday that he needed to go to the gym. But we all know the truth. Rick's the only one who goes that route every day. 13 of the week. But I don't know why Vance always lies. Let's see what Joey says. The E minor thing works just to be because the D minor at that point says D minor. Hold on, I gotta see that again. The E minor thing works just because he's in D minor at that point, since D minor is the 1 chord. But can you use these formulas in any key? Yes. As a matter of fact, I'm glad that you got to this point. So I had this idea, everyone, to come up with a, like, it's great to be able to do this and to flow in every key. And, I'm sorry, all the way down the keyboard with this triad formula. So as typical fashion, I thought of how can I take this to the next level to where people can really get some confidence in any key. So I'm going to show you exactly what the system is, and I'm going to tell you about this new course. It's more of going to be a supplement. I got to think about how it's going to be available today, by the way. It's that ready. It's in fact, it is already uploaded to it's uploaded to YouTube privately. But watch this. I'm going to show you this. So if you learn your triads, imagine this. This is a breakthrough moment. Everybody put a B in the chat. So I don't know why Vance always lies. He doesn't really lie. I just couldn't think of anything to rhyme with that. So if I do 2, 5, 1, 6, 2, 5, 1, 6. Now watch this. When I go to B flat, well, let me back up. I need to read this before we go in there. I'm not in D minor. Really cool thing about blues and jazz. Oh, hold on. I have to read this. Everybody hang in there. I'm not in D minor as the scale, but D is the key in the moment of this voicing. Really cool about blues and jazz, how we change in between major and minor. Yeah, so what Joey is saying is something really important, is that is a great thing about blues, is major and minor. You'll hear me all the time do stuff like this. I don't even know what I'm going to do yet, but let's just say I'm a 2, 5, and I go. That's minor 2, 5. Hold on. Let me try that again. So I might go. Now watch this. Major, minor. Major. So even on the 1, you go major, minor, or on the 4, go major, minor. Anyway. Okay, now let's talk about this. If I'm here and I go, so the new chorus has this. Let's talk about transposition for a minute. So I broke this up into 6 weeks of training. So Dean, you had this simple, beautiful chord voicings that flow, right? So I had this idea that if we're really going to do this right, I want a course that is very in depth, but it's a 6 weeks course. So it's not going to dominate everybody's practice routine. It's focused practice. So the first week is this: 2, 5, 1, and then the 6. Let me do this again. Everybody watch. This loop right here. And watch the transposition. There's your minor chord. So here's your shortcut, and all the shortcuts are written out. But 2, and remember, to get to the 5, all you do is go down a half step. Now, from here, to get to the 1, my thumb stays the same. I'm not moving my thumb. Now I have root, third, 7, 9, and 5. More importantly, to get to any C major 9 or a major 9, all you have to do is C major, C, E, and then do a G triad. G is 5 notes away from G. It'll work every time. And that's why I put these things. No. So, Dean, Vance is talking about a different course. Just so we're clear, F Jazz Toolbox is its own thing. It doesn't even live in the same universe as what I'm talking about now. I'm talking about the other course that I've been working on, Vance, that I've been hinting around, and I finally just finished the video. And so I uploaded that, and all I have to do is put the links, and we're good. But what this is a 12-key system that lasts 6 weeks, okay? And it's very simple, but it's very crucial. And this is what it is. I'm showing you guys. You don't ever have to get anything, but if you want to get these resources, you can get them. Watch this. If you need a D minor, we know D with F. Watch this. To get to the 5, I go down a half step and play an E triad. And then watch this. I didn't move my thumb, right? That's part of this system. Is you say, all right, there's my D minor 7. I'm going down a half step to play an E triad, and now for the 1 chord, I do this. Okay, now watch this. The next thing is A13. Watch what happens. My top note is G, but what's a half step below that? It's F sharp. So with my 6 chord, A, I give it the root, 5, 7, and F sharp. And then watch what happens right here, everybody. This is where magic. I need more M's in the chat. This F sharp is a half step away from starting the loop over. I'm going to go over the system one more time, and then I'm going to show you, we're going to change keys. So how do you start F first? D with an F. Now watch this. Here we are, and this. And then watch what happens. My thumb's staying the same. And then I'm going to go to F sharp. Okay, now watch this. So do you see does everybody see the half step movement that's going on here? And notice that once I got here, I went 2, 5. What's the most common progression in jazz? 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1. And then we're adding the 6 so we can do a loop. I don't know why Vance always lies. Say to sink or swim, he needs to go to the gym, but I don't know if I can believe anything up Vance's sleeve, 'cause we all know. There it is right there. I had to show you how to change major into minor. And there we go. Because I don't know why Vance has to lie. Everything he brings, stretching the truth, it seems. But I don't know why Vance, he has to lie about everything. Maybe one day he'll tell the truth. So even that, about 2-5-1. Now, I would normally use that over a real song. He says, "I'm on the senior discount, pay as you go plan." But do you see? It doesn't matter the song. 2, 5, and 1 and 6. Or here's the beauty of everything is the 1, 6, 2, 5. Like you can take 2, 5, 1, 6, or you can go 2, 5, 1, 6, or you could go 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5. You see what I did there? I just moved it over. I could go 5, 1, 5, 1 to the 6, and I da 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 da. Two. So instead of, I'm going to answer you in just a second, Dean. Watch this, everyone. 2, 5, 1, 6. Okay. Now I could, if I don't want to go 2, 5, 1, 6, maybe I want to go 5, 1 down to the 6, to the 2, to the 5, or maybe I just want to go 1 to the 6, to the 2, 5, 1, 6, 2. Vance seems to lie all the time. 3, 6, 2, 5. So I'm going 2, 5, 3, 6, 2, 5, or 1, 6, 2, 5, or tritone. Okay, now let's go. Yeah, I love you for sentimental reasons. Sure, you could do that. I would probably, if I was singing, I'd do it in a different key. But it's the same idea if he's doing that. I don't know if I would sing it in that key. For sentimental reasons, 1, 6, 2, 5. I hope you do believe me. I'll give you my heart. I love you, and you alone are meant for me. So right there, I could go, I love you, 6, 2, 4. Or I could go, I love you for sentimental reasons. Da da. All right, now, that's a great song, by the way. All right, let's transpose this. So, Dean, here's what you need to do. I don't want to get off the rails with Dean is working so hard. We're not going to derail this. Derail this. All right, so watch this, everybody. Everybody pay attention. Everybody lock in. Put an L if you're ready to lock in. Now, let me say this. I'm going to say it one more time that I appreciate all the support that you guys give me. I do teach all these lessons for free. If you want to support yourself, support me, you can get one of these resources. Go to iMusicAcademy.com, read up on it. And then the other thing is if you want to give donations, those are helpful as well. Every bit helps. My hope is to be able to do this a lot more than that. But I also need to make sure it works for me as well. Okay, so watch this, everyone. So here we go. 2, 5, 1, 6. Now, we're going to do that loop right there. Now watch this. The next thing is we're going to go down to B flat. Now watch this. Now, what did I say? What did we do for D minor? We went C with the E flat. Somebody put a C, comma, E flat in the chat. All I did is if I need a minor 7 voicing, I'm going to go up 3 half steps. C with the E flat. Now watch this. What happens when I go to the 5 chord of B flat? It's F. Now watch what happens. My E flat goes down to D. Now my thumb stays on A. Remember now we have a 1 chord. And what can you do if you need a nice B flat major 9? All you have to think of is B flat, and think 5 notes away from B flat is F. F in first inversion. Let me do that again. Here it is, B flat major 9. Now watch where this magic happens. Everybody lock in right here. This is crazy what I'm about to show you. My pinky, if you go down a half step, what note is it? It's E, isn't it? So now, watch this. Here's the 6th chord is G with an E. We've already done that, didn't we? So now it's starting to make sense. We've already done this voicing right here. G, F, B, E, and A flat. So whenever you need a nice G13 flat 9, think E triad in any inversion. Okay, so we have this. And now I'm on C minor. We're in B flat. So if I went my romance, E flat. Now watch. C minor. In the sky. C if I need 2, 5, 1. All right, now, let's go. Hey, Dean, Thank you so much. Dean says, glad to support me. Awesome. So Dean, let's talk about this. My question is, if I were to do this as a nice supplement to, call this a focus group. I've just uploaded this 42-minute training in all keys with this one thing right here. And so you're going to do 2 keys a week. So the first week is C. We do 2, 5, 1, 6. Just like Dean's been doing with this course. Now, B flat is just transposing to another key. Same exact thing, but now we're transposing, and the system works because here's what we'd say. To start the system off in any key, all you do is do root of like 2, 5. What's the 2 chord of C? Well, it's D. And I say go up minor third. That's 2. And then 5, to get to the 5 chord, all we're going to go is G7. And Dean, you know this. How do you get to a 7th? Not G major 7, but G flat with the flat 7. It's G major normally has 1 flat. So, I'm sorry, 1 sharp, F sharp. But you're going down a whole step. So you have G with an F. Now watch this. G with this. And now you have from here, this F triad moves down to an E triad. So no matter what key I'm in this case I was in the key of B flat. Well, what's the second note of the B flat scale? It's C. So watch this. Same concept, C with an E flat. Now this is going to go down a half step. Now I'm still on a D major. So now if I need that F13 with a flat 9, I think of the D triad. And then to get to my B flat major, my thumb, notice my thumb was already on that note. It's not going to change. I just bring these bottom notes down. So this whole new course that is kind of like a supplement kind of course, it teaches you in a 6 weeks, 2 keys per week. It teaches you how to get familiar, just like block 1, Dean, where you're doing this. It's teaching you this whole new system. And my question is, would people be a part of a 6 weeks to play in all keys? It's just one loop, but it's teaching you the foundation of getting confidence in all keys. In fact, just for fun, let me do this. I want to show you guys something. Awesome. I'm glad that you like it. I've been so impressed with you, Dean. I love having you. I love the fact that you're engaging in the chat. It's what I wanted for you since we first started getting to know each other. And I know you were like fine to do everything on your own, but this community is so much fun. And you're a super important part of it. All right, watch this. So here's the course that I've uploaded. And let me just check one thing. I have to show you guys this. Let me try to make this where you can see it better. Now, whenever I turn on the audio for this, it's going to probably sound robotic because it usually does a double of the audio. But let me just show you what this course does. Course is to do this loop, this 4-chord loop in all keys. And it's not to add more work, but really to give you freedom to be able to have confidence to play in any key. So we're going to take this one loop at a time. We're in the key of C. We're doing 2, 5, 1, 6. As we go through this, I want you to think about this pattern here. We get set up with our triad in the right hand. We have an F triad in the second inversion. And then we know it's going to go down by a half step. Okay, so an F. So then you go around and we have a whole PDF on all keys, of course, but watch this. And you see how the sheet music changes. So this is one of the weeks you're doing the key of F. And notice that, just like we said in the previous chorus, think like a guitar player. Sometimes I'll play the top note and the bottom note and try to roll up in the middle. See how I did that? Played the top and the bottom. Anyway, that's the gist of it. And I just finally uploaded, I got done with that course, and now I just have to put the finishing links to the course, and then we're good. All right, let me go back to where we were because we're almost done. What's your favorite key to play? It all depends. That's a great question, Joey. It all depends what I'm playing. Like, I love D flat is really nice. There's so many good keys. I love D major has a nice sound. E flat. F. I like all the keys. It is true. Like, they all have their own, like, all certain chords, and B flat is one of those really nice chords, keys. So what do you guys think about that system, like to do a 6 weeks thing? You think people would actually do it? What do you think now? What are you saying? Do you think we're biased since you're thinking stuff you know? I don't know. Explain what you mean by that. Hey, by the way, last night I found that chord I was looking for. It was this. It was I think it's important to, when you talk about keys and getting confidence, there are other things I like to teach too, as well. It's like this. That's just one idea, right? Well, I'll just pick anything. So, like, at least for me, I love the key of E, but I think play a lot of guitar and blues. Yeah, so that's the challenge, is to play in different keys because of exactly what you're talking about. And I have some certain important things that go along with that. Is that, like, I like to teach people this kind of thing. Like, if we're in the key of C and we go, right? You have that right? And then whatever key you're in, you just practice on that for a while. D flat, right? D. E flat, whatever key. If you're in E, or if it's something easy, or it just takes different ways to do your hands. Dean says going through 2-5-1-6 in the key of B flat. Yep. Let me see if there's anything. and even major scale stuff. This is office hours, by the way, everyone. But like, let's say if I'm doing this pattern right here, right out of the first 5 notes, and all I'm doing is like C major stuff, and you say E flat. Major scale only. Sometimes I'll do where I say only gonna do keys up and down, like if it's this, I go up, D flat. Down to B. A really nice thing to do is you said playing in E and an A. So a couple of things that I really think is important to do is to like think about the blues scale for a second. So Joey, like at first you think of the scale of E and you're thinking, well, F, more of a jazz kind of blues scale, whatever. And then when you go to E, it's actually not that hard because there's only one flat, B flat, for the E minor blues scale, right? And what I think is kind of important is, I say this over and over, is that you can usually play something in all keys with just a few different fingerings. Dean says he's going from 1625. Yeah, awesome. Yeah. So you're learning your blues scales. Yeah, so everyone, so since we have a group of people in the office hours, you do C blues scale, 1, 2, 3, 4. D flat is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And you could go all the way up the keyboard. D major is 1, 2, 3, 4. E flat blues scale is 1, 2, 3. E is 1, 2, 3, 4. F is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then you're back at home. All right, let's wrap it up. What do you guys think about all this? All right, so what Joey says, like from what I understand, there's like basic level blues scale, but the real juicy bluesiest is like a full hybrid between major. Yeah, so let me address that. So there are all different kinds of blues scales even, right? You have this, like a blues scale, it puts the 2, the 3, and even that, your major third, right? You have that. And I actually have written these out as well. But then you have this Oscar Peterson, like he would do the 6th, more like I think, more than the regular minor blues scale. But you have all those. But in addition to that, the magic, in my opinion, is when you add the major third as well. So Reed says there's like a categorized set of blues scales. Really should learn that. Yeah, it's just different things. So what I like to say is, obviously, we wouldn't want to just play the blues scale and think we're going to sound good. What you're going to sound good is if you start, even, I like the idea of breaking into simple things. That's the minor third with the minor third on top. And also just experimenting with the rhythm. And then, of course, whenever you go to the F chord, you're still on a C blues scale. And even when you go, you're still on G. But then you break up. The most important thing is, in addition to the C blues scale, you have the A blues scale. I did, yesterday, I did a pop-up lesson. I think I showed you 5 different blues licks, didn't I? Yeah, and that the idea was that you could do, we were doing F blues, but it's the same thing. Or this. Yeah, that's right. Or this. Oscar Peterson. Or this. Yeah, no, you're never going to get through that course, Dean. It's a process. Enjoy the course. The crazy thing about all this, I am wrapping this thing up, but the nice thing about all of these blues ideas and jazz ideas is that just by changing the bass line, it totally changes everything, right? You can go, or you go, or this, or this, or this, or all right, let's see. The F, you guys want the jazz toolbox? Yeah. American Treasure, thank you. Yeah, there's so many fun things you can do with all these licks. So I'm going to, I might do another stream this afternoon. I might do an F Jazz Toolbox thing. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put up on my store, I'll put up the newest course, which is the supplement to this course right here. Thank you, Vance. Gotta go, leg day. Hey, thank you for the donation. Much appreciated. Man, thankful for you. Are there any exercises in sticking hands? Vance, go have a good leg day. Oh, thanks for my hat. Yeah, that's my master's hat. For sticking hands, I don't know what you're talking about, Dean, but I do. I have been toying with the idea, and I have decided I'm going to bring back my technique course, the most craziest course I've ever done, because I do have a classical background. But I'm going to leave you guys with one idea for your hands, and I have this in sheet music as well. But it's very simple, but it's not simple to play. It's the first one in the course. There's 50 of them, and they're jazz, boogie woogie, blues, whatever. But it's all different technique based on jazz and blues piano, but it'll help you in classical, in any style of music. But here's what you're going to do. Take your C triad, and you're going to go up and hold the bottom notes. So that's the first step. Then you're going to go D, F, and A, and hold the bottom note. Again, I'll do it slowly. The trick is to have sticky fingers on the bottom. And you do that. I don't know why my keyboard's so far out. Oh, I know what you mean. Yes. And then you're going to reverse it. Start with your top notes and come down the C triad. Now watch. Now, I don't know who you are, but if you've never done that before, that's not going to be easy. If you're a beginner, that's not going to be easy exercise. It looks like it might be easy, but it's going to take you some time. But here's my promise to you is if you'll do that every day, you're going to notice a huge difference in your technique. And that's just one exercise. You're going to notice a huge change in your technique over even in a couple weeks. I'll do the full exercise. Reverse it. What you'll notice is that even after you do that at first, your fingers will really get to moving. Yeah, you tried that. Your wrist got stiff very fast. Make sure you keep it nice and slow. Dean says, are there exercises for your blues and singing? Yes, another one of my favorite things in the world to do is to teach people how to lock up the hands. That's why I teach solo piano lessons as well. And here's the deal: is that I'll give you a very quick tip, Dean. Is that if this is your blues lick that you're doing, and you go, and I'll do, instead of eighth notes, I'll do chord notes. And we're just going C, G to C, A. What I always tell people is that practice slow and straight, you can play almost anything. So that's where I'm going to lock up the hand. So F and A with the A. And then back to here on C and G, it's together. So I'm doing slow and straight right now. So that's the way you do it. Very slow and very... And only later, after you build up your muscle memory, you can really make it swing and feel good. And ultimately, you're looking for the 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4 and then 1 and... So 1 triplet, 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Okay. Very good. If you've enjoyed this, let me know in the chat, and we'll possibly I'm going to go finish this other course, and I'm hoping that somebody is going to get this course. I'm going to go back to, just so you guys can see the course here. And it's, I know I'm way over time, but just to show everybody, when you get this course, Simple Jazz Chords That Flow, what I want you to know is that it's a full system. It's voice leading made easy. So when you go down here and you see all the things you get, it's crazy. It's these chord blocks, then you get the chord pictures, then block 2, and it tells you about block 2, which is a different set, same chords, different inversions and different chord formulas. Then there's that. Then block 3 and all the chords right there. Block 4, keep going down this course. There are your chords. There are the loops. There are the entire sheet music. Here are major scales. Here are your scales written out so you can practice going backwards, up and down. Here are your major scale trainings. And it talks about, hey, revisit the book regularly, play full progression, have fun with music. So then if I scroll back up to the top, I want to show you another thing, just a reminder there that the course tells you, and it's a PDF, so you'll always have it. That's another important thing. But as soon as you get the course, you get a download right away. Go to iMusicAcademy.com and read up about the course. But here's your main playlist, and it'll take you to this thing where it shows you. Here's the entire training, which has chapters. So we can use this in so many ways. Let's say I'm playing solo piano and I want a nice intro. I could go 2, 5, 3, 6. So it's time stamped here. So you just scrub here, put your mouse up here, and it shows you guitar style voicings, adding movement, block 2, practice and application, make it musical. And then if you want your major scale training, you just click on here. I teach you how to play all 12 of your major scales. A, G, F, E, D, C. Right hand fingering is 1, 2, 3. And then here's your audio training. D sharp, C sharp, C sharp, D sharp, E sharp, F sharp, G sharp, A sharp, B sharp, C sharp. It goes up and down, and then anyway, so you get it. There's a ton of material, but my whole idea is that you get these things and then you work on, like Dean's doing block 1. He's taking this. Two, 5, like a bolt. 5, 6, out of the blue. G13. Two, 5. Let's do that again. 1, 6. F sharp. Upon a star. 3. 2, 3, 6, 2, 5. Like a bolt out of the blue. Two, 3, 6. A minor. There's a G with an E. A G with an E will get you a G13 flat 9. 1, 6, 2, 5. So, it reminded me of what Joseph said. When do you resolve? I said never. Yeah, and I mean, even with that one song, you could go all the way through it. When you wish, 6 chord. You can go. I'll do the flat 9 just for the sake of 2, 5, 2, 5, and even C major for. And when you wish, 6, upon a star. 2, 1, 6, 2, 5, like a bolt out of the blue. Fate steps in and sees you through. And when you wish upon a star. 2, 5, 2, come to you. Fade 2, 5. I'll go C major, C with a G. C with a D chord, A minor. All right, I'm going to put it back on up here. I'm going to go take a little break. I'm excited that I was able to finish the newest course, but I'm hoping to check my email and somebody is going to get our simple jazz chords that flow. And if anybody does get this, I'm going to do what I did for our membership. I sent out this little PDF. I sent that to Vance. Vance is putting the speed police up on there. He's writing me a virtual ticket of these different blues licks. So if anybody gets that, I will immediately send you. I'll add you to this little F Jazz Toolbox PDF that I did yesterday. All right, I'm going to turn my camera off, but y'all are welcome to hang out a little longer. And if you want to, put any kind of questions you have in the chat or any kind of thoughts about all this stuff. I would love to hear about it. But I hope you have a great afternoon. I'll see you guys when I go live. But hit the bell notification if you like to see whenever I go live. That's always fun. And I can't wait for the next person to get the course. Simple jazz chords that flow. just think of this as a an open stream where you can just chat, hang out. I'm going to see if you guys add to it. I'm going to get a bowl of cereal. We'll see who's committed. Since Vance says I'm the world's worst saxophonist, I might have to do a saxophone stream a little later.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 40.